All right, now we just lost Liza Lucas. We apologize about that technical glitch, but President-elect Joe Biden is set to name 2 women to his economic team today in roles never before held by women. You can call it herstory, but Republicans already have their sights set against confirming one of them. Tracy Potts has more from Washington, D.C.
Hi, Francesca. Good morning, everyone. One prominent Republican senator is already calling President-elect Joe Biden's nominee for budget director radioactive. She's a favorite of progressives, but she'll need some Republican votes. President-elect Biden names his economic team today with 2 historic firsts. Janet Yellen as the first female Treasury Secretary and Neera Tanden, the first woman of color nominated as White House Budget Director. Republicans are already lining up against Tanden, calling out hundreds of deleted tweets criticizing Republicans.
What she did is just pretty reckless, and unfortunately, she's the one that's going to have to pay the price for it.
The hypocrisy is astounding. If Republicans are concerned about criticism on Twitter, their complaints are better directed at President Trump.
Also on Capitol Hill, a looming government shutdown in 10 days and stalled COVID funding. Sources tell NBC Democrat and Republican senators are trying to work out a compromise.
There's no reason, none, why we should not deliver another major pandemic relief package to help the American people through what seems poised to be the last chapters of this battle.
Let's do what the American people want. Let's do what we're elected for. Let's not be afraid to vote.
Votes in Wisconsin and Arizona are now certified, despite President Trump's lawyer crying foul.
I call this the McCarthy era on steroids.
And despite baseless claims of election fraud in Georgia,
they're insanity. It's fever dream, made up.
The state's second recount should be done tomorrow. Of the 41 lawsuits challenging election results, 27 of them have been dismissed, withdrawn, or denied, and none found evidence of fraud. Tracy Potts, NBC News.